Om Namo Bhagavate
Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate
Vasudevaya.
Very grateful for this opportunity to be in the presence of all of you devotees in this very auspicious month of Purushottama, and also talking about such a wonderful exalted devotee like Bali Maharaj, the pastimes of Bali Maharaj. So thank you for this opportunity. We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 8, Chapter 22, titled Bali Maharaj Surrenders His Life, text 27. So this chapter is a chapter of action. So many exalted personalities start speaking after Bali Maharaj is apparently chastised. Lord Vamanadev, just with the 2 footsteps, he covers the entire universe. And then he tells Bali Maharaj, now where will I put my 3rd step? Because you have promised something in charity to me, and you are not able to fulfill your promise, then you have to go to hell instead of heaven. So if you are doing a yajna and in the, for heavenly pleasure, and during the yajna, if you are promising some charity and if you fulfill that promise, you will get heaven. No? The yajna will also keep up its promise and kindly mute yourself. And so he said, if you don't keep up your promise of charity, if anything goes wrong in a yajna, then you may not get the expected result. So that is the danger of performing yajna, except for Harinama yajna, where Nama Prabhu is so merciful that how many ever mistakes are there, he will forgive us. He will give us the highest benediction of Krishna Prema. But any other kind of yajna, like the one organized by Bali Maharaj, any kind of error happens there, mistake is there, then there will be some repercussion. So now the Vamana Dev, in a very mischievous way, points out that you did not keep your promise. So you should be going to hell now. Yeah? He says you were very proud of all your opulence and you were so confident that you were going to fulfill your promise. You even went to the extent of disobeying your spiritual master, So all of that is counted as, disobeying spiritual master, could not fill up your promise. So confident that you can provide 3 steps when you actually don't know that you have nothing under your control, you are not possessor or anything. So all of this, the result is that you will not get the phala of heavenly pleasure, you will be sent to hell. So then chapter 82 begins with Bali Maharaj surrendering. Yeah? He tells Vamanadev, if you feel that I haven't given you 3 steps, he has given everything he had, all of his kingdom, for that small boy who asked charity, more than three steps were given to him. But the person who asked charity and the person who accepted the charity were in 2 different forms. But all the same, Bali Maharaj told, if you feel that I haven't kept my promise, then kindly please place your 3rd lotus footstep on my head. Yeah, that is one place I haven't offered. That is something I still have not given up. So I'm offering myself. Yeah, please accept. Atma Nivedanam is example of surrendering everything to the Lord. So he offers himself, and he glorifies the Lord, even though the Lord was chastising him, apparently chastising him. Bali Maharaj took the opportunity to glorify the Lord, and he said that actually, dear Lord, uh, as demons, we don't understand that you are actually our friend. Generally, the common story is Vishnu is the friend of demigods, and he fights against the demons, or he gives the demigods all kind of advice and strategies to defeat the demons. But in reality, you actually are our well-wisher. You actually are our friend, and you have always acted uh, in the in the uh, for the well-being. You've acted in such a way that it only brings good fortune, even if it looks like you're doing something to harm the demons by killing them. Ultimately, it's all only good. And then at that moment, Bali Maharaj remembers his grandfather, Prahlad Maharaj, and how his father, who was like the king of the whole universe, was harassing him, and how the Lord, as Narasimhadev, protected. And um, even though he was very, very small and the father was very, very big, and there was like zero possibility, literally, of him being defeated by his father. But the father, in spite of his million attempts, was not able to defeat Prahlad Maharaj in any situation. And uh, he when he remembered the glories of Prahlad Maharaj Ladak, then Prahlad Maharaj appears in the scene, and Prahlad Maharaj also offers prayers to Vamanadev. He says, "You did very good, my dear Krishna. You did very good that you took away all his great opulences, and uh, these material opulences sometimes can be very bewildering, and even somebody who's very exalted can become confused and can get lost in his path, in his goal of self-realization. He may lose that. So it is your great blessing that you have given him this special favor, that you took away all his opulence. And at that time, at that moment, mm, uh, his wife, Bali Maharaj's wife, Vindhyavali, she also glorifies the Lord, and uh, she says that uh, it is everything in this universe is meant for you, because you are the actual proprietor, and only unintelligent people think that something actually belongs to them. No, but you are the one who's the proprietor of everything, and it is only right that you took back whatever is yours. Yeah? Like that, she is offering prayers, and then Lord Brahma offers prayers. Yeah? And Brahma's prayers also come with a request. Lord Brahma is requesting that let's not punish Bali Maharaj anymore. Kindly untie him. Please do not. He does not deserve to be punished anymore, because he is a devotee. He has surrendered himself. He is not fighting. He is not trying to. If anybody would have felt cheated, that some boy who is like a dwarf came and asked for 2 feet, and then after he took everything from me, he is saying that you have not kept up your promise of 3 feet. I got only 2 feet. Anybody could get angry, but Bali Maharaj, instead of feeling that way, he felt that you are my well-wisher. You are the friend of demons. So if you are asking something of me, because you are my well-wisher, I will offer it. So please put your lotus feet on my head. And um, when Brahma requests, yeah, such when he makes such a request, then Vamanadev is talking to Lord Brahma. Yeah, so this section of verses that we are currently looking at is Vamanadev is talking to Lord Brahma, and um, this section of verse, the Lord talks about two classes of people. From verse 24 to verse 27, Krishna talks about two classes of people. And who are those two classes of people? The two classes of people are those who get their opulence by material piety, and those who get their opulence by spiritual piety. Karma unmuki, they get something because of karma, good actions, and bhakti unmuki, something is given, um, gotten by them because of their devotion. Yeah? So when somebody gets an opulence because of their material piety, it could be very dangerous. And that is what Queen Kunti warns us about. Janma Aishwarya Shruta Sridhi. Janma, being born in aristocratic family. Aishwarya, having a lot of material opulence. Shruta, being extremely learned, well versed in scriptures and all. And Sri is extreme beauty, extreme physical uh, virality. So if you have all these things, naturally one will feel very proud, and somehow they will think, I possess all these things. And when they have that mentality, uh, uh, they do not become qualified to get the blessing of the Lord. Yeah? Only people who are deprived of all these things from akinchana gocharam. You belong to people who are akinchana, who are literally without any of this material opulence. They don't have any of these things for themselves, so you belong to such devotees. So what happens? Krishna says that generally such kind of people, they go through that. They did some piety, they get some good result for it. When the piety is over, all this opulence also disappears. But when I offer them a special favor, what I do is I take away all that opulence from that person's life. Yeah? Um, and yasyaham anugrahnami harishyetad dhanam sanai. So if I especially favor someone, I gradually deprive him of all his wealth. Then what happens to him? Tatho dhanam tyajante asya swajana dukkha dukkhitam. Then all his relatives and friends of such poverty stricken person, they will all abandon him. And in this way, he suffers one distress after another. So that is a special mercy. So one might wonder, how is this any blessing? This guy did so much of piety, and he deserves all that opulence. But what has Krishna done? He has taken away all this opulence. Yeah, and Krishna continues. And then when he becomes frustrated in his attempts to make more money, and when he's totally frustrated, whatever he's trying, no more money is coming, then what happens to him? He befriends my devotees. Yeah? And that is how karishye mat anugraham. This is how I bestow special mercy upon him, because I will introduce him to my devotees. Yeah, and by the association, he completely sobers up. He understands that this very big material opulence and everything that is there, they are just like shackles binding one to this material world. They create such a big pride in one's heart that there is no more space for Krishna there. So that is why Krishna says in this chapter that when I have to offer some special favor to someone, I take away their material opulence. And so that is one category of person. They have this human form of birth, and they got this material opulence. by being a very, very pious person, very good person actually. And now they are just becoming proud and drifting away from Krishna. So Krishna says, this opulence is making you go away from me. Let me just take it out, and instead what I'll give you, something invaluable, something no opulence in this world can ever help you achieve, which is association of my devotees. And by that I will help you sober up regarding the nature of this material world and focus your attention on me, because you're such a good person, you're such a pious person. Yeah, he's just a karma unmukhi opulent person. Yeah, he's not a person who has got opulence because of his devotional service. Then the next two verses, 26 and 27, Krishna talks about the special mercy that he bestows upon his devotees. Yeah? So here the ulta will happen. They will get everything. They will have very opulent life. They'll be beautiful, youthful. They'll have good education, and they'll have everything. And how is that they have everything, even though they might not have had the devotion, the highest credit, they still get some material opulence when they become devotees. That is the second kind. And Krishna calls it that is special mercy. And how is it special for mercy? Because even though they get all these things, that is today's verse. Yeah. Uh, uh, Even though they get all these special blessings, they will never be disturbed because they are pure devotees of the Lord. So today's verse reads, Manastamba nimittanam janmadinam samantataha sarvashreya pratipanam hanta mukhyen namatparaha. Although aristocratic birth and other such opulences are impediments to advancement of devotional service because they are causes of false prestige and pride, these opulences never disturb a pure devotee of the Supreme Personality of God. So here Srila Prabhupada um, gives the analogy of Dhruva Maharaj. In the purport, Prabhupada talks about Dhruva Maharaj. So Dhruva Maharaj, when he went to pray, when he went for his meditation, he did not meditate on the Supreme Lord thinking that he is going to perform pure devotional service. His initial impetus for worshipping the Lord was something very material. And what was that? He wanted a kingdom much bigger than his father's. In fact, when Narada Muni came to Dhruva Maharaj, he said, "No problem. I'll take you. I will give you. I will make your father put you on his lap, and you can become the king." And Dhruva Maharaj said, "That's not my aim. I want a kingdom bigger than my father. I want to show him what I can do." Totally Kshatriya mood. So he started his devotional service with that mood. And by the blessings of Narada and by the process of devotional service, his heart gradually was purified. And he realized that his desire to get anything material was so silly. He realized that when he actually saw the Supreme Lord. So when he saw the Supreme Lord, immediately he said, "It's true that I wanted to pray to you for a lot of material things, but now I don't have any of that material desire. Divya Ratna, you are like the divine diamond. When I can have you, why will I? Why would I ever want any kind of broken glass? Not even a proper glass that you can that has some purpose, like a vase or a cup, just broken pieces, no value. Broken glasses simply hurt you. If you try to pick it up, it will cut you and harm you. So material opulence is like that broken piece of glasses, just gives you some disturbance. So I am not asking, I am not going to accept anything from you. No, I am not asking you for any benediction. So, but he got, yes, so Prabhupada points out Dhruva Maharaj because when he became devotee, he got everything he wanted and more. He got to be the ruler of his father's kingdom for 36,000 years. After that, he was in a Dhruva Loka. He got a special planet for himself where he could perform his devotional service. So it is not that Krishna removed any of those from him. Now Krishna is seeing that he has become a devotee, and I can give him any opulence he wants, any number of opulence, and nothing is going to affect him, because there will be no cause of false prestige or pride. A devotee is able to see everything as the property of Krishna. Krishna is the true proprietor. And because he knows everything belongs to Krishna, he sees Krishna in everything, just like his grandfather. And apt place to remember Prahalad Maharaj. Yeah, Krishna is not just glorifying Bali Maharaj, is also glorifying Prahalad Maharaj. When Hiranyakashipu asked, "Where is your father? Sorry, where is your master, Lord Vishnu?" Uh, and he said, "He's everywhere." And that was no lie. That was no lie. He actually saw Lord Vishnu in each and every atom. And then Hiranyakashipu said, "That's really good. That means he's also in this pillar." And when Prahlad looked, he actually saw Narsinghadev in that pillar. And he said, "Yes, he's also here in the pillar." So he was able to see the Lord in everything. So because the devotees can do that, then none of these opulences, each and every item in this world is belonging to the Lord. They develop that vision. So when they develop that vision, then there is no need for harishyata dhanam sanam. Now, there is no need to remove anything from them. Instead, what Lord does, he dumps more and more and more material opulence. Prabhupada in the purport talks about this particular pastime where Dhruva Maharaj was once met with Kuvera. When Dhruva Maharaj heard that his stepbrother was killed by the Yakshas, he just went and started killing Yakshas left and right. The right thing to do would have been to just kill the Yaksha who killed his brother. That is the lawful thing to do. But he did not just kill that Yaksha, he just started killing all the Yakshas. Then at that time, his grandfather, Swayambhuva Manu, appeared in front of him. He said, "Please stop. You cannot do that. Somebody killed one Yaksha, killed your brother. You cannot just go on a spree of killing everyone, all the Yakshas. You should know that if you do like that, you will gain the wrath of Kuvera." And it is also an offense because Kuvera is a great friend of Lord Shiva. And this is something I heard from Gaur Govind Maharaj. As I was preparing for this class, Maharaj tells so many details that I don't know from where he gets, but Maharaj was telling this detail that Kuvera is the brother and friend of Lord Shiva, and then it becomes Vaishnava aparadh. Killing those yakshas is not just impious act because you kill the person who killed your brother because you're king, you give justice. That is fine. But if you kill everybody else, that is not correct. It becomes impious. But in your case, it is not just impiety. It's not just going to give you bad karma. You are going to be committing Vaishnava aparadh. So immediately Dhruva Maharaj stopped. And then he prayed to Kuvera to forgive him because Yakshas are all followers of Kuvera. So he begged forgiveness from Kuvera and he prayed to Kuvera. I'm sorry that I got into this fit of rage that they killed my brother and I shouldn't have done this. I'm so sorry. He prays. And then Kuvera appears in front of him. And Kuvera is like he is in charge of all the treasure, the whole wealth, opulence of the demigods. No, he is like the treasurer and bank manager of the demigods. So he had access to all the treasures of the heavenly kingdom. And when Kuvera, when once Dhruva wanted to give Dhruva Maharaj a benediction, so that's what Dhruva Kuvera was offering. Any blessing you want. So Dhruva had to simply say, okay, give me the, all this opulence, the apsaras, this whatever, whatever is under Kuvera's control. He could have asked any of those material opulences. But Dhruva Maharaj did not ask any of that. He was actually afraid. I have committed Vaishnava aparad unknowingly. Unknowingly, I have committed Vaishnava aparad by killing all these people and offending Kuvera and Lord Shiva, who's Kuvera's very close friend and brother. No, I have committed this aparad, so I need protection from that. So that was the first thing. Yeah, please forgive me for that. And the second thing was, please may my devotional service not be stopped, because the first thing that happens when someone commits Vaishnava aparadhis, they will not be able to do service. No, we cannot chant, we don't like to honor prasadam, mind goes into prajalpa mode. So those are all some symptoms that something is wrong in our devotional service. So immediately he begged, the only blessing I want is I might continue my devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So that's what Srila Prabhupada is talking about. So when devotees are like that, where even unlimited opulence is bhukti and mukti. Yeah, mukti is liberation. Means not just the material world, you can even get liberation from the material world. So bhukti is enjoyments of this material world, and mukti is giving up this temporary material enjoyment and getting Brahmananda, experiencing the joy of merging into the Brahman. So even if that is offered, it does not. They walk behind Bhakti Devi as servants. Though they are the servants of Bhakti Devi. So when one is fixed in Bhakti, their heart is not carried away by mukti or bhukti. They neither want material opulence, not even mukti. They don't even want liberation. All they want is bhakti, devotional service, without any impediment. Yeah, so he prayed for that. So the Supreme Lord takes the Supreme Personality of Godhead never takes away material opulence achieved because of devotional service. Yeah, bhakti unmukha opulence will not go away at all. It will always be there, because they know that Krishna knows that this, if I give to this person, they will utilize it in my service only. They see this opulence as mine and they will give it back to me. And but sometimes, Prabhupada says, although he sometimes takes away opulence achieved by pious activity, sometimes he may take away. Generally, that's not how Krishna works. Somebody has to be like extremely pious. Somebody has to be like extremely good. Then Krishna will see, you're such a good person, but this pious credits are taking you away from bhakti. So let me take it away. Very, very rarely Krishna will do it, but he will not do it for any opulence coming for because of spiritual credit. And we can see that practically in the life of Srila Prabhupada. Unlimited opulence. Yeah, uh, the devotees brought in so much Lakshmi. So many temples were opened. 108 temples were opened, and Gurukula was there. Farm communities were there. Back to Godhead, printing press was there. Back to Godhead was, books were published, which is generally, materially speaking, it is source of income. Of course, for our devotees, it's not income source; it's a source of inspiration to bring others to Krishna conscious. But literally everything was at his disposal, and Prabhupada never abstained from taking Lakshmi. Any kind of anything that can be utilized for preaching, he never stopped himself from taking it. He would, if somebody was like I read this in New York, there was this manor, and the person was asking for some $200,000 or something. Some building was there, and Srila Prabhupada said, "You should give it to me for free." That bargain is not like reduce 50% or 25% or whatever he was saying. Just give it to me for free, and I will just take it and serve Krishna with it, because it doesn't belong to you, it's belonging to Krishna. Just give it to me. Why do you have to be in between? So unlimited, any opportunity, Prabhupada will unhesitantly take. He will not think like, oh, what is this? How could I ask something for free? And there is this famous pastime of Radha Krishna deities. Um, there was this person who wanted to sell off a pair of Radha Krishna deities because a piece of Radha Rani's finger was chipped off. And Prabhupada literally, after he took darshan, everything, and the owner was telling, the so-called owner of the deity was telling, I'm trying to not worship this deity, because as per Hindu tradition, it's not good to worship broken deity like that. Prabhupada said, no problem, we will worship. And then he told Tamal Krishna, please lift and see, it's manageable, the weight is okay. I lifted and said, yes, Prabhupada. Okay, now you lift Radharani. Is it manageable? Yes, okay. All right. You both can lift already. You can lift. Let's just go. But that guy was like, but we didn't talk about, he was just trying to bargain for getting some payment, whatever. He just said, you cannot worship, we will worship. Don't worry about taking care of Krishna. Now we will take care. And immediately they covered the deity. They both picked up, both his disciples picked up. They came to the car, and only after Srila Prabhupada sat in the car, he peacefully offered obeisance to Krishna. So every single opportunity, not only are they not disturbed by the material opulence, they can actually show us how to utilize this material opulence. Anything and everything can be purified when it is utilized in the service of Krishna. So Srila Prabhupada, by his personal example, he showed time and time again that any kind of opulence can be utilized in the service of the Lord. And when we talk about Krishna consciousness, it is not, it is Krishna consciousness is not just talking about Krishna being Supreme Lord, Krishna and his dealings with the gopis, Krishna and is dealing with Mother Yashoda. We don't just talk about the pastimes. We also talk about how we preach, and it may sometimes look like some kind of material activity, because we may strategize, we may calculate money, we may calculate expenses. When Srila Prabhupada visited Vrindavan after a long time, many devotees were super excited. They all went to bring him from the airport to Vrindavan, and literally everyone was jamming in, because they thought that now that Prabhupada has come back to Vrindavan, which is his home, he is going to be sharing some very intense Krishna Katha, his deep relation with Krishna, some pastimes and all. And they were all eagerly waiting to hear from Srila Prabhupada. And Prabhupada, the first topic he talked about was cement cost for Krishna Balaram Mandir. So, and that is pure Krishna consciousness. Yeah, even though it is a talk about cement and building and structure and things like that. We may talk about how to cook, how to buy boga in cheap way, or whatever. How to acquire a property in a lesser price, and whatever, bring structural engineer to check the quality. All those, when Krishna is not there, are simple material opulences or material activities. But when you put Krishna, these activities, they become Krishna conscious activities. And these activities are so endearing to Krishna. Krishna feels so obliged to such devotees that uh, in the pastime of Ambarish Maharaj, when Dhruva Muni was uh, chased by Sudarshan, he was going everywhere, and then he finally came to Lord Vishnu himself. And he said, "Your Sudarshan is chasing me, so you command it to stop chasing me." Then at that time, Krishna says a very beautiful verse. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha, Aham Bhakta Paradhino, He Aspatantra Eva Dvija, Sadhubir Grasta Hridayo, Bhakter Bhakta Jana Priya. So what Krishna says to Durvasa Muni is, I am completely under the control of my devotees. I am not at all independent. Aspatantra. I don't have any independence. Because my devotees are completely devoid of material desires, I sit only within the cores of their heart. That is the only place Krishna actually resides. What to speak of my devotee? Even those who are devotees of my devotees are very dear to me. So please do not come to me asking me to stop Sudarshan, because I am bound by the unconditional love uh, that has been offered to me by Ambarish Maharaj. So I'm bound by it. It is not that it is not that uh, Krishna is binding the devotee. It is the devotees who are binding. So it falls in beautifully with the beautiful prayers we sang in the beginning of the class, where the devotee talks about um, what Krishna does to them. What does Krishna do? He turns his surrendered devotees into paupers and wandering homeless beggars. Yeah? Such a fearsome thief has never been seen or heard of in all of the three worlds. That's what he does. Yeah, the mere utterance of his name purges one of a mountain of sins. Yeah, that's what Krishna does to us. Where will you go, having stolen my wealth, my honor, my senses, my life, and my everything? Where will you run to? Now it's devotee's turn. You are doing this to me. You are taking away everything from me, or you're giving me everything, but I you don't feel like you have anything, because that attachment is gone. Yeah? That vairagya develops. You don't feel that they are mine. You can see this is Krishna's, and he's just taking it for his service. So what is now happening to Krishna? Krishna is bound by the love these devotees show, and he sits only within the core of his Sadhubir Grasta Hridayo. Only in the core of such devotees' heart, pure devotees' heart, I am sitting. I don't have any other place. They're controlling me. And Bhakta Jana Priya. If somebody likes my devotees, even they become very dear to me. So much of Krishna feels so much obliged by the love, unconditional love shown by his devotee, that he doesn't, even if he gives the entire universe, it will never be a reciprocation. Yeah? So that is what Krishna says. None of this will ever be a problem to my devotee. Yeah? All of you are coming and telling, please deliver Bali Maharaj. Yeah? This is what Brahma is telling. Please deliver him. Don't punish him anymore. And Prahlad Maharaj is thinking, it is good you took away everything. He's thinking, he's categorizing it like, yeah, material opulence could be an obstacle. So Krishna takes away your material opulence. It is like the karma unmukhi piety. So it is good. Let it go. Krishna is taking it away. It is good. And Krishna is explaining, none of it is true for Bali Maharaj. It is not that he is. It is not that he is uh, going to be disturbed because his opulence is lost. Nor did I take his opulence thinking that it is going to obscure his devotion. It will not at all affect him. That is the reality. That even if I take everything from him, even if I give him everything, none of it will actually matter because he is going to remain undisturbed by any of these material changes. So that is Lord Krishna glorifying, Lord Vamana Dev glorifying Bali Maharaj to Lord Brahma. So to summarize, we saw today how uh, as an offering of third step, Bali Maharaj requested Vamana Dev to put his foot third measure of foot in on his head, and he glorified Lord Vamana Dev as a true well-wisher of demons. Yeah, it is not that we are losing something by losing to the Lord. He is our well-wisher, that he takes away everything from us. And at that time, Prahlad Maharaj appears in the scene just like how the moon rises in the night hour. And he glorifies Lord Vamanadev, saying, "Good, good, good, you took away all this opulence. It is a great favor you have done because it could be bewildering sometimes." Vindhyavali, the wife of Bali Maharaj, also offered prayers that only unintelligent people will think something actually belongs to them. Actually, everything belongs to you, O Lord. And Brahma also requests, let's not humiliate him, let's untie him, and there is nothing more he can give now because he's given himself to you. Yeah, he's surrendered himself to you. And then Krishna makes this exclusive glorification of Bali Maharaj by saying that none of this opulences, neither the beauty or the youth or education or a great kingdom, none of it is uh, none of it is got by him because it's material. Yeah, it is something he has got because he's my devotee. And when I'm taking it, it is not going to affect him. Yeah, he's a bhakta. All this is bhakta. It's a credit. It is a credit coming because of his bhakti. So he will not be disturbed. That is the Lord's conclusion regarding Bali. And we will see more glorification, how Lord glorifies Bali Maharaj more and more in the following verses. Thank you for this opportunity. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Samaveta Gaurava Prabhu ki jai. There are any comments or questions?
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandvat Pranam Mataji. Thank you for the wonderful class. So from your class, what I understand is Lord takes away the material opulences only when we mainly when we remove the proprietorship. Because when we remove the proprietorship, if we think it's mine, then comes the ego. To remove the ego, Lord does special favor to take away the material opulences. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you for wonderful points you explained. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Mataji. Dandavat Pranam.
Thank you for sharing that, Mataji. And only a person who gets his opulence by piety will have that attitude. A person who's getting his, he does good activities and because of it he gets some material piety, only that person is in the danger of getting such a proprietorship attitude. That's what Krishna says. But for Bali Maharaj, you don't have to fear like that because these opulences don't disturb him, and its presence or absence will not deviate him from his surrender to me.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank
So
you for
only pious people who get opulences like that will have that sense of proprietorship,
attitude. Okay.
not devotion.
Got it. Mataji, thank you so much.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Danvat Pranam. Thank you so much for this.
Mataji, I have one question before
Please go ahead, Mataji. Yeah.
The question is, Mataji, so when Krishna gives you let's say he gives you opulences, you get a big promotion, but because of the promotion now you are not able to do certain service work that was given to you. So then how do you look at that?
Krishna gave you promotion, and because of that, you're not able to do some service. Is that what is happening?
Yes, Mataji.
Or you can do some other service. Service can never stop, right? If that particular service is not going to happen because you have to work more hours or whatever, some other service can happen where in another suitable time with another group of suitable, other suitable situation. Uh,
But that
and maybe the promotion gives you that power because you're going to be superior. You get the chance to give prasadam. People will be more inclined to accept it now because you are the boss. So if you give them Bhagavad Gita as New Year gift or prasadam as New Year gift, this is so that they take it more humbly now because you are the boss. So it will become something. This may not happen, but something more can happen. You just have to be like Bali Maharaj. You just have to say, I'm not giving up service. That is not happening. What else can happen? We need to figure it out. That's all.
Thank you, Mataji. Dandavat pranam.
Is it not right?
Yes, Mataji, but sometimes you feel sad because now instead of doing service every week, now you have to do service once a month, and then you feel sad because now it's you feel okay. Somebody else will do your service, but you feel like Krishna is removing you from the service by giving you some opulence, which, like, if you don't take it, then you don't have a job. So you have to take it, but you're losing service. So is Krishna giving opulence because he's upset at you, or is Krishna giving opulence because I kind of fell in a bound like that?
Doesn't matter. Krishna can be angry with you. Krishna can be giving you. We cannot actually understand the intent with which Krishna has given you something. He could have done it to punish you. He could have done it to bless you. But there is nothing else for us. Whatever you want, you do, Krishna. You can be present before me. You can be absent. You can make me broken hearted. You can desire to leave me. You can keep me in your embrace. Whatever you choose, I am not going to complain about it. But I am only going to tell one thing. You, Mama Janmane Janmaneshware Bhavatat Bhakti Rahai Tukitva. I am, whatever it is, Janma after Janma, I want to be your devotee practicing Ahai Tuki Bhakti. Doesn't matter. He might have punished. So what? You punish. If you think I deserve this, you punish Krishna. If it is a blessing you have given and I can't see it, how? Please give me the intelligence to see. But within my limited intelligence, I am going to see how I can keep serving you. There is nothing even Krishna can do when a devotee wants to serve him. That is how we become the people who tie him and keep him in our heart, right? In the prison of my heart, I'm going to tie and keep you. And that comes when we say develop like no. It is your punishment, fine. It is your blessing, fine. Whatever it is, I will do service.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Pranam, all goes to Prabhupada. It was such a wonderful reflection on the Lord's mood. Aham Bhakta Paradhina. Ki Asatandra Iva Dija. Sadhavari Hridayagrasta. Bhakta Bhakta Jana Priya. It's a wonderful verse to meditate upon. I joined late, but this verse was really very solacing. And about Mataji's question, like a lot of times, I mean, if it comes on its own, the promotion comes on its own, then you can call it, yes. It may be karma also, depending on how much close to Krishna we are. Only you can call it Krishna's mercy. Only if you are very close to Krishna. and that may be Krishna's way of giving us the service through that promotion. We have something to do there, but mostly as a sadhaka, we have to follow the atyahara prayasascha. Too much prayas intentionally is not what we should do, and also Krishna reiterates that that I think chapter 13, right? I mean chapter 14, right? Sarvarambha parityagi gunatita sauchate. So, somebody who is striving, he is not likely to get close to Krishna. I mean, in terms of the material things. What is
Yeah. As long as it is, as long as we see it as something material, all of the verses you have quoted apply 100%. But it is up to us to see it as material or spiritual, you know. So if we have worked in a very intense way to get that promotion so that we can get some extra money, extra position, extra power, whatever, then that is definitely a material activity. But if it has, if we have even done the same things, you know, you might have really worked hard, and you might have really gone out of your way to get that promotion because you want to use that position and power in service of Krishna. Position and power and opulence in itself are not the obstacles. Bhakti Vinod Thakur was a judge, you know, magistrate. The British government made a railway track from his house in Swarupganj all the way till today. We have that railway track. It goes from in front of his house all the way to Calcutta Court and back. They made an exclusive train, and he would go, you know, so many hours up and down and do his job. But he used that position to ascertain the position of Bhakti, Lord Gauranga's birthplace. Because he was in such a big position, he had access to old maps and everything through which he was able to establish the birthplace, the position of Lord Gauranga's birthplace, you know, because that Prachin Mayapur in Navadip, there is a place which was popularly believed as the birthplace of Lord Chaitanya, Lord Gauranga, you know, and it was Bhakti Vinod Thakur who established, and using his position, no, he had access to all this kind of legal documents and stuff, and using that he was able to establish, you know, spiritually he established it by the help of his spiritual master, but materially he established by using all these ledgers and all the maps and law books and everything, you know, he was in such a position, so he got that, you know. So even if you're, I'm not saying he did it, I'm saying even if some devotee does it, if they're doing some very, very intentional, like intended, condensed form of service, like I'm going to, like Prabhupada time, uh, they printed all of the Chaitanya Charitamrita volumes in 2 months' time. That is like craziness, you know. You cannot print like that. It is like it looks like a very ugra karmic activity, but the intention was not that, you know. The intent is what makes the action itself proper or improper, you know. The intent was not to do ugra karma, the intent was to please Prabhupada, the intent was to spread the mission of Lord Chaitanya. So then that activity, so whatever might be, we don't know whether something is coming to us, some opulence is coming because it's our piety, or because Krishna is thinking, okay, you know, you are like Manastamba Nimittanam, you know, you'll never be disturbed by this kind of material opulence, so I'm giving it to you. Whatever it is, it's a blessing from Krishna or our piety. We can choose at this point how we want to use it. Yeah, we can choose, like, this is how I will drive it. I am going to take this opulence and I am going to apply it in Krishna's service. I have this position. How can I use this position to spread Krishna consciousness? I have this whatever extra money or whatever, how can I utilize it to spread Krishna consciousness? Then it doesn't matter. However, whatever it might be, result is coming the same. So that is my understanding. There are acharyas who have shown by their personal example, who was that Alvar who would steal, he wanted to build the 7 walls around Ranganath temple. So he actually plundered rich people, wedding parties who were going in the road. He actually stole all their, all the money of by keeping group of thieves, his soldiers. He would plunder, and none of it was with the intention of enjoying his senses. He did that so-called stealing activity with the intention of building the walls of Ranganath temple. And the last person whom he stole all the opulence was Lord Ranganath himself. Lord Ranganath and Tayar became as if a newly wed couple. So he told Lord can keep his storing and mother can keep her Mangal Sutra, and everything else give me. I want to take it and utilize for completing the temple. So the Lord himself participated in the beautiful pastime of being robbed by his devotee to build his own temple wall. So it's the intention ultimately, it's not the action itself. When we are not very advanced, it is important that we are also conscious of the action also, but we should aim for that, we should aim for having a cleaner intention. That is the goal.
Yeah, yes,
Just
Mataji.
some further thoughts. Some further thoughts on your thoughts.
Yes, Mataji. It was a nice to get a full picture from you. Hare Krishna.
Parantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Samahita Gaurav.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you so much for this Nectarian class and question answer session. We are so happy to have you today. Anybody has any question or comment? Otherwise, we can end up the call here.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Danvat Pranam. I like the point that you said, like when you have the promotion, we can the service need not be always physical. You can do the service like with the money more you get, you can make more prasadam, can distribute more prasadam, distribute more books. I really like this point. And another point, with my experience, I would like to say that with his mercy, of course, only I understood, like whenever I wanted to do service and I didn't get the opportunity to service or go to some spiritual lectures or any like in person, then I used to feel a little sad that even though I desire it for it, I'm not getting it sometimes. And it's a good desire that my mind used to question. Then slowly with his mercy, then I understood that only when he takes away few things, you understand the value. When you always get the things, you don't get the value. When he takes away, you get the value. And next time when you get it, you do it with more love and care and with more value. That's what I understand, Mataji. Please correct me and please add more points to it. Please throw light on this. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you
That's
so
true.
much.
That's very. Thank you for sharing. It is very true. Yes. Sometimes when we miss something, then when we get it again, it will be like, you cannot. uh, My kids basically are, conceived from small age, brought up only in Mayapur. They don't even, they went to the airport without shoes, so we had to stop somewhere to get them shoes because they don't even have shoes. In Mayapur, you don't need any of that. So very, very simple, jungly type girls, and they got some scholarships, so they went to study somewhere else, But after some time, when they came back to Mayapur, the level of appreciation they had for Dham, it helped. As I'm reflecting, I can see like it's true, when Krishna momentarily takes it away, when that that Vipralambam, when it happens, then when the union comes, then the sweetness increases a lot. So that's a beautiful thought. Thank you for sharing. Mati.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you, Mataji, Sneha Mataji, for sharing it. And anybody has any question or comment?
No, thank you, Mataji, for this lovely class during the Purushottam. Thank you so much. And it's really nice. You give very practical points and it's very helpful. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So let
Hare
us.
Krishna Mataji, Dandat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much for the wonderful class and all the wonderful examples. Mataji, my question is, you mentioned that, for Bali Maharaj, opulence and no opulence is the same because he is a very exalted devotee. But Vindhyavali is, his wife is saying that kind of like her husband has some false ego that he is thinking that he can give charity to everyone, but actually nothing belongs to him. So does that mean that Bali Maharaj has some false ego of proprietorship?
No, these are all things that when we are when something happens to us, then devotees tell us all these things, like anyway, see it as something that happened, good happened, maybe in our heart we were thinking like that. If we are close enough to some devotee, then the devotee will have full right to tell us that also. They may not always say like you are totally surrendered to Krishna. So Krishna is giving you opulence or taking away opulence. It is nothing to you. They will not say like that. Devotee friends among us, we will say like this only. Maybe it was for your good. You might have thought I am the proprietor of it. That's why Krishna took it away. Even Prahlad Maharaj was saying something similar. You did a big favor, dear Lord, that you took away all this opulence because it can cause bewilderment. That is how devotees encourage each other. But when somebody is truly not in that position, then the attestation comes from higher authorities like Lord Brahma and Vamanadev himself. Lord Brahma was also feeling that the Lord is punishing and he should stop it. It should not continue anymore, because he has given up everything, that is, he has given all his opulence, so there should not be any more punishment like that. That was Lord Brahma, and whatever was told by Lord Krishna, that's absolute truth. He told that opulences never disturb a pure devotee of the Supreme Personality of God. That is today's verse. So now they saying like that, Prahlad Maharaj saying like that, or Vindhyavali, Mother Vindhyavali saying like that, are no indication that Bali Maharaj is truly going through it. But amongst devotees, that's what we do, take it, we might have had that we might have had that propensity. That's why Krishna took it. It is a blessing, that what can we say, to truly encourage each other, that's what we can say, right? We do
Yes,
not
Mataji.
glorify some devotee which might end up boosting their false ego in a wrong way. So sometimes we also keep things uh, like how we want to remain humble. We also help the other devotees to be humble by saying such things. But it does not mean that Prahlad Maharaj was thinking like that, or Vindhyavali was thinking like that. Yeah, we're just offering encouragement through their prayers.
Yes, Mataji. Thank you very much. Actually, Prahlad Maharaj can chastise him, but Vindhyavali is not in a position to find fault, but she is kind of doing that. Even if we are finding or giving good suggestions, she should know that she should get the higher authorities to do it, right?
There is a place there is a point of love at which level etiquettes don't count. Yeah, in a general scenario, you wouldn't see her anywhere described in Bhagavatam as being proud wife. She never told her husband anything else. She never cropped up into the picture anywhere else, in the whole pastime. And Bhagavatam also says that she spoke that way um, because she was aggrieved and afraid, because of the love she had, and she did not speak like in a chastising way. She had, the verse describes that she had her palms folded. So there is a point in love where the etiquette will become secondary. At that moment, you can even chastise the person whom we are loving. Yeah, and it is not some abnormal thing. We may see that in a very common, like there is a man who's somehow he got into police station, and his immediate contact is the wife. So that when they call the wife, she may come into police station. Immediately she'll say, "Please say sorry. Whoever whom you have offended, please say sorry." So that does not make her a person who is without etiquette. It simply makes her a woman who loves so much her husband. Yeah, so uh, it is very easy for us to see that when it comes to our elders. Like if your mom would tell that, you can see that. Yeah, it is true. My mother is elder to me, she can say. But this rasa is not rasa abhas. When somebody is out of love chastising you, even if they are your juniors, it does not create, all the Gopa friends of Krishna, they were climbing on his shoulder, and and they would make bet, if we defeat you, then you have to carry us, or they were telling everybody openly, if Krishna is God, we are his friends, so we also should be gods. So that is their conclusion. When Govardhan Hill was lifted, they all were saying, now we are going to put our sticks down because we are going out of mountain. But can you handle it by yourself? They all thought that genuinely thought that they are helping Krishna, they are equal to Krishna, and that stage is arising because of love. And at that moment you may say something, you may, which apparently may look like disrespect, but it is done out of love. uh, a woman's position is not simply to cook and clean and be chup. Yeah. So if there is a relationship like that, where the woman is only allowed to cook, clean, and remain silent, and never offer any thoughts about a they have intelligence, they can speak on different subject matters. There is this section in Mahabharat where Queen Kunti, not Queen, yes, in the forest, Queen Kunti is talking to Pandu, King Pandu, and explains, woman's role is that she should be humble and subservient, and should not be, like trying to overspeak to the husband, and some conversation like that happens. And right at that time, minister comes from Hastinapur to consult him on some topics. He was still the king, and Dhritarashtra was acting king. So when some major things happen, the minister will still come to consult with him. So as soon as the minister came to consult, uh, Pandu Maharaj sat with Kunti Devi and heard the conversation, and she advised him uh, as if she was his minister. No, so we should know that, especially in Krishna consciousness, if there is a Mataji wife particularly, any Mataji is okay, wife in particular, if she is telling something which is Krishna consciously apt, we should learn to put our head down and say, I can accept it. Diamond coming from wherever it is, whatever location it may come from, a person who has the eye for it will immediately accept it. So even if is said by somebody who is junior to us in devotional service, if what he is saying or what she is saying, or if what um, a Prabhu's wife is saying is all correct Krishna consciously, then it should be accepted. And a person, a Prabhu can help his wife to grow in Krishna conscious by giving her that opportunity to express. And when she expresses, if she has some wrong understanding or some neophytic tendencies, then Prabhu can actually help her by saying, actually, I would have done, not by putting down, but I would have done it this way. What do you think about doing that this way? We have scriptural references that it is better to do it like this instead of like how you're suggesting. It actually, a woman who can express herself in Krishna consciousness, she actually nourishes herself. And a nourished woman is a nourished family. So a woman who only knows to follow instructions, yes boss, yes boss, yes boss, will transmit only that. So all the children who grow will grow only doing that. Yes boss, yes boss, yes boss. There is no personal growth or development or inclination that happens in their Krishna consciousness. But if there is a space in their life that they can question you, they can challenge you, they can argue with you, and ultimately they can be convinced by you that Krishna consciousness is the best process, then their devotion is truly rooted. Otherwise, all these mothers who are like chup 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 chup, I can't say anything. Their kids also are only trained chup chup chup, don't say anything. So the minute they come into a situation where they don't have to be chup, their choice of being a Krishna conscious devotee immediately vanishes, because we never gave them the chance to root themselves, to grow inside. We only are stuck in the platform of rules and etiquettes, that the purpose of these rules and etiquettes is lost. They say like operation was successful but the patient died. You taught them, you might not, you some Prabhu might teach the wife that you are supposed to not open your mouth, you're supposed to not question, da 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 da, and he might have drilled it so nicely that she's chup all the time. But there is this great risk, that this person is inside slowly rotting and going away from Krishna consciousness, and she might actually only be able to deliver that much only to her children, and eventually they all might go, and all of that weight stays on the shoulder of uh, the person, the husband. Yeah, that is why Bhagavatam says, Guru na sasya, Svajano na sasya, Pita na sasya, Janani na sasya. Yeah, Pati na sasya. You cannot be husband. You cannot become father. You cannot become Guru. You cannot be a worshipable demigod if you cannot deliver the person from repeated birth and death. So the goal should not be lost in the process. The goal is to make the wife Krishna conscious, and the process is submissiveness. If you click on to that process of submissiveness so intently that the wife loses her Krishna consciousness because she feels subdued. Women are so educated now, they can come with MBA, this, that, they know to ask questions, they're trained to ask questions. And Prabhupada never said, now class is over, comment a question from Prabhu's only. Prabhupada was the first one who ever gave the chance of anybody to ask comments or questions, because he had such a strong faith that anybody who asks any comments or questions, he will be able to easily convince them. And he never said comments and questions from Prabhu's. Mataji's just sit in the back. He never said that. So probably I'm stretching your thought a little bit, but this is something that we as men, as leaders of this society, should know very clearly that when we are guiding wife, please do not think that the wife is going to go back to Godhead just by serving. One time in Rath Yatra, His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Guru Maharaj was there in Chennai Rath Yatra, and one devotee asked him, my wife is not very devotional. She's not very spiritual. So I am thinking, Guru Maharaj, that every day I will give her my remnants. I'll make her eat my remnants. And Maharaj read that question and he said, that is okay, but what is better is if you can make her eat the remnants of Krishna, which is prasad. So the point is, of course, the husband is also eating Krishna prasad, and then his remnants is Mahaprasad. So Mahaprasad. But then when the husband loses Krishna from the frame, because he is entangled in him being the guide and him being everything, then the picture is incomplete. And when the picture is incomplete, the growth will not happen. That's why devotee Matajis many times say, I'm not marrying some kind of idea, Prabhus who are not having this understanding. They may prefer even to marry Karmi boys. They don't have any value, but they give them the space and freedom to practice Krishna consciousness. So there, even though they don't have the support system of husband, because of the space to ask, grow, question, move independently, perform service, they grow, and under a person who is having a wrong philosophical understanding, the growth might be very much curbed. None of it applies to you, Vamsi Vilas Prabhu. I'm just stating it as a general principle.
Yes, Mataji, thank you very much for the wonderful explanation. Hare Krishna.
I didn't mean to say anything severe. I'm just talking of some
Yes, it's a
general.
wonderful point, Mataji, to think that others are lower than you, and we should take correction from anybody. Thank you for the wonderful point.
Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai,
Thank
Srila
you.
Prabhupada ki jai, Samveta Gaura.
हर ग्रेस प्रेमानंदी माता जी की जय.
Jai.
हरे ग्रेस हेमा गोपी माता जी की जय. Thank you.
Jai. Hare Krishna.
And,
I'm sorry I took a very long time today. Please forgive me.
no, Mataji, it was wonderful class, Mataji.
Beautiful class, Mataji.
Nice to hear.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.